Hello, I'm here from the Roald Dahl Museum and Story Center, and today we are going to be talking about Going Solo, the second autobiographical book written by Roald Dahl. Boy, Tales of Childhood was published in 1984, and it ended with Roald leaving home at the age of 16 to go to boarding school in England. Going Solo continues his story and takes us into his early adulthood, detailing his life in East Africa in the 1930s and his experiences during the Second World War. The book opens with Roald arriving in Kenya and starting work for the Shell Oil Company. We see him exploring this strange new world, encountering everything from a 12-foot python to an old Land Rover with a lion in the back. The vivid descriptions bring the sights, sounds, and even smells of Africa to life. We can feel the heat of the desert, hear the roar of the planes flying overhead, and almost taste the sweet, fresh mango as they rip it open and eat it in the staff canteen. Through these early chapters, we get a real sense of Roald's character. He is brave facing his fears and conquering them one by one, like the first time he drives a car on the wrong side of the road, or when he goes on a hunting trip and has to shoot an elephant. He is curious and observant, noticing small details that make a big difference, like when a lorry driver helps him fix his car, or when he learns about the Kikuyu people and their way of life. And he is adventurous, always up for a good time, whether it's playing tennis, riding a motorbike, or having a picnic with friends. But of course, not everything is fun and games. As well as the threat of deadly wildlife, there is also the looming presence of war in Europe. This is something that Roald and his friends talk about a lot, wondering if they will be called up to fight. But for now, life goes on as normal. They work, they play, and they look out over the endless plains of Africa, trying to imagine what life will be like when the war is over. Then one day, out of the blue, Roald is called up to join the Royal Air Force. It's time for him to leave the only home he's known for the past few years and head off to fight in the biggest battle of his life. The second part of the book follows Roald's training as a fighter pilot and his experiences in the Battle of Greece. He learns to fly small planes like the Hawker Fury 2 and the Spitfire, and he quickly makes friends with some of the other young men in his squadron. Together they face the challenges and dangers of flying, from engine failures to dogfights with the enemy. One of the most dramatic episodes comes when Roald is forced to land his plane in the Libyan desert after running out of fuel. He manages to escape serious injury, but is temporarily blinded and left with a fractured skull. After months of hospital treatment, he returns to active service and eventually finds himself fighting against the Germans in Greece. As the British and Allied forces struggle against the might of the German Luftwaffe, Roald and his comrades face almost impossible odds. He writes about the constant fear of death, the adrenaline rush of flying at 200 miles per hour, and the devastating loss of friends and comrades. Despite the danger and uncertainty, there is also a great sense of camaraderie and humor among the pilots. They share stories, jokes, and cigarettes, and they try to make the best of a bad situation. As the battle rages on, Roald is forced to confront his own mortality and the cost of war. He witnesses the destruction of planes and the death of men, and he realizes that he may not survive for much longer. But he also finds moments of beauty and hope amid the chaos and destruction. In the end, Going Solo is more than just a story of survival. It is a coming-of-age story, charting Roald's journey from a young man full of adventure and curiosity to a war-hardened survivor. It is also a story of courage, resilience, and the power of the human spirit in the face of adversity. So if you want to know what happened next in Roald Dahl's life after the war, why not pick up a copy of Going Solo and find out?